As the earthquakes in Haiti and Chile and the ongoing crisis in Afghanistan make clear, humanitarian crises, whether natural or man-made, spark international responses that are immediate and high impact. Welcome to the third annual Georgetown Global Forum. These are a few of the topics that we're going to be covering today. My name is Ana Maria Montero. I am your MC for the afternoon. Don't come to me with any complaints. I'm kidding. You can ask Bill O'Reilly over there. You talk to him if you have any complaints. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We are also doing this, as most of you know, in conjunction with the annual John Carroll Awards weekend. So we'd like to welcome all of those folks as well. I think I see maybe some students and most definitely some alums. Like I said before, this year we've chosen a very timely and critical topic, and that is relief and reconstruction. It's going to be an exciting afternoon. We're going to hear from experts in this dynamic field who will share with us their perspectives and especially what they and their organizations have learned in these tough issues. Now, before we get started, we got a few housekeeping concerns that I just want to run by you very quickly. Number one on that list is please turn off all of your cell phones. Love it. All these heads go down. Perfect. Or put them in a non-disturb mode. Also, everybody should have a copy of the program. If you do not, it's a small enough group, you can raise your hand, and we have some folk who will be able to help us get you one of those, but it looks like everybody's okay with the programs. Okay. Okay, so this afternoon we are going to have two moderated panel discussions and then one keynote conversation. For the panel discussion, there's going to be an opportunity for questions from the audience towards the end of the discussion. And those wishing to ask the questions can come to the center of the room and use the microphone. All right, so don't be bashful. Come on up and ask your questions when the time comes. Also, the Global Forum, as you can see with the cameras in the background, is being recorded. So after the forum, if you're interested in viewing something that you may have missed or something you want to revisit, you can do that on www.georgetownglobalforum.com. And finally, on your chairs, you should have found some surveys. These are very brief, so no worries. They'll take you just a couple of minutes. But they're very important because they can provide a lot of insight for us in the future as we organize the next and upcoming global forums here at Georgetown. So I'm going to ask that you please take the time to do that. If you can't stay all day, don't sweat it. You can leave it underneath your chair, on your chair, turn it into one of the staff members, very easy. If not, please hang on to them, and at the end of the day, we'll have somebody help you collect those as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to recognize some of our special guests in the room. First of all, we've got Bart Moore, who's Senior Advisor to the President and Interim Vice President for Advancement. Where are you, Bart? Later. We'll meet Bart a little later. We've also got Paul O'Neill, Advisor to the President and Interim Chief Operating Officer for Advancement. And we have Bill O'Leary, who we pseudo-introduced earlier, Chief Marketing Officer for Georgetown University. Okay, so now we're going to get started with our first panel. And in introducing that panel, we are going to bring up one of our, I'd like to say, newly minted deans of the school. Where is she? Carol Lancaster. Come on down. I'm going to read a brief. Yesterday, we have to really congratulate her. This is very exciting. She was named the Dean of Georgetown's School of Foreign Service. She served on the Georgetown faculty since 1981, first in African Studies, before joining the SFS faculty in '89. In 2005, she was named Director of the Mortara Center for International Studies. She's previously served as Deputy Administrator of the U.S. Agency for International Development and as Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Bureau of African Affairs in the U.S. Department of State. Such an impressive biography. Without further ado, Carol Lancaster.